I'm Linda Weston. I'm the President and Executive Director of the Oregon Entrepreneurs Network.
I'm Lisa Sedlar. I'm the founder and CEO of Green Zebra Grocery.
The OEN Entrepreneurial Summit is a first-time event for us. It's a brand new event. It's on June 7th, Friday, at the World Headquarters for Mercy Corps in Northwest Portland.
I got involved in the Oregon Entrepreneurial Summit through Linda. She asked me if I would be willing to speak, and I of course said yes without hesitation, because that's my opportunity to learn from a whole group of other entrepreneurs. It's also my opportunity to share my story with them, and overall I think it's going to be a really fun experience, and it gets my company a lot of exposure too. I know there's going to be a lot of investors in the room, and I'll have the opportunity to tell my story, the Green Zebra Grocery story. And I like to do public speaking, actually, so I'm honored that she invited me to do it.
The summit was put together to provide a place for entrepreneurs to find inspiration from each other and to learn from each other. So in the morning there'll be a series of 15 talks by 15 entrepreneurs from a wide variety of sectors: software, clean tech, bioscience, consumer products, retail, and hopefully they can learn from each other and be inspired by each other. The second part of the day will be a trade show featuring all of the nonprofits, the accelerators and incubators, the funding organizations, the series of funds that work with entrepreneurs. So an entrepreneur can spend some time at the trade show and talk to all of the people they need to talk to versus having about 50 cups of coffee.
You know, being part of the entrepreneurial community, there's a lot to learn from everyone, even if they're not part of what I do. So, for example, I'm not a tech company. It seems like there's a lot of tech companies out there that are starting up, and I'm a retail grocer, which is kind of the antithesis of tech, or at least you would think it is. But there's actually quite a lot to learn from tech companies. And one of those things is technology and how it applies to a retail environment in terms of making the experience really good for my customer. So there's a lot of mobile apps out there, and then there's just apps that are all about efficiency. And in order for my business to be really successful, it has to be efficient. It's a pretty complex business model from the standpoint of distribution. So I talk to different companies and I ask them, what does efficiency mean to them?
OEN's role in putting the summit together is that we really are the hub for a lot of the entrepreneurial activity within the community. Actually, within the state, we partner with a lot of other organizations, and it just seemed like it was the right time. There's so much, the increase in entrepreneurial activity has been so pronounced over the last couple of years that this really seemed like the right time to pull this together.
You don't really know where the money's going to come from, and the people that have invested in my business so far are not necessarily the people that I thought would invest in my business. There are people that I did think would invest and didn't. So I guess more than anything, you have to take a lot of meetings and have a lot of conversations, because you don't actually know who's finally going to be that one that writes the check.
The ultimate goal, I think, for those of us who work to support entrepreneurs is we want those companies to grow and to be successful. The more companies we can build that are thriving and growing and employing a lot of people, the better it is for the community. And it creates an infrastructure where it kind of feeds on itself. If a company becomes really successful, that spins off experienced executives, it spins off people who want to do it over again, and continues to build the entrepreneurial community itself.
So we have the opportunity to learn from one another, and I was meeting the other day with someone who worked at Starbucks for most of her career, and she had opened all of Europe. And one of the things that was interesting to me was asking her about the brand itself, and what were some of the things that needed to stay consistent in the brand, but yet needed to change for a new marketplace. And every single person that I come across, I ask those questions to. What's your line of work? What do you do? What's significant about it? What can I learn from you? Because that's my responsibility to my company, so I'm continually improving.
So if you're interested in attending the event, you can register at the OEN website, oen.org. It's $60 for the whole day if you're an OEN member, $75 if you're not an OEN member.